This is the way we want to start the show. You heard the big news, right?
You sound like one of those people that come up to you at the airport. Have you heard the news?
Have you heard the news? T-Mobile sponsoring the TexAgs Rewind.
Oh, that is
newsworthy. I'm telling you, man, we're going places here.
You got that 5G ultra capacity.
That's what's up. Look at you.
Seen that commercial.
Your first time on the Rewind, right?
That's right.
Do you know what we do on the Rewind?
I don't.
I'm here. Boy,
I'm here for it.
You walked into some bad stuff.
All we do is we kind of recap the show, and it was a great show. You were really good today.
Thank you.
You.
I've decided that Steve holds him back.
Yeah.
He suppresses you.
He does.
When
suppress.
he's gone,
You're
kind of free to
He's
go.
good at that.
Kind of like the grackle.
The grackle.
So
speaking of grackle, was a war eagle or a war grackle that passed away? The eagle?
Huh?
I thought you spotted a dead
it was
eagle.
under the stadium. It wasn't a grackle.
Oh, good.
It's not a grackle. I also do not believe it was an eagle, but something in between.
To the show that we had today, we talked about the keys to the Auburn game. We also had Josh Pate on the show. He was really good.
Great.
Enjoyed him around Aggieland with your buddy Richard Zane. And then the final countdown with these gentlemen.
Wait, whose buddy is that? Seth's buddy? My buddy? Not
He's
my buddy. He's wearing like an extra small shirt today. I didn't.
By the way, Olin says I wear tight jeans. Do I wear tight jeans? I don't think they're tight.
Wait, can you put your leg behind your head?
I can't do that.
No, you've got like unusually large calves, so it's gonna mess up. Like it's gonna look like they're tighter. Like I don't
they're
think.
Not.
Ran into a noon, you're wearing tight-fitting jeans.
Just watch the video. Bye. What can't they do beyond just throwing turnovers? We know that, but beyond that.
What can't they do? They cannot, and you talked about it, they cannot let Bo Nix escape and make big plays off schedule. That's how they beat LSU. Him making, getting out of the pocket, making plays off schedule. He did that against A&M last year. Yep. So I think that's they cannot let Tank Bigsby have a big game running the football.
So remind me.
Can't give up big plays in the passing game, which is not Auburn's game, though.
Last year was close up until the fourth quarter, but more because of self-inflicted wounds,
yes,
correct?
Missed field goals, some big penalties here and there.
Because if you look at the stat line, rushing for 300 and whatever it was, 352 yards, and you would think you win that game.
Yeah, they're on the 1 yard line, I think, and I can't remember if they got stopped or if that's when they went for a chip shot field goal, missed it.
Right.
You just got to close out your really good scoring opportunities.
Let me rephrase. You should win that game significantly. If you rush for 350 yards with this team, you would think that would be a significant victory. But it was a close game entering the fourth quarter. But again, that's what the Aggies do, right? They put you in a sleeper hold by the fourth quarter, and that's where they dominate.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't come to that, but I do expect it's going to be a very competitive football game.
Very competitive football game. I don't know why, but Danny DeVito just showed up on my timeline, and now I'm trying to figure out how he's going to be in the movie. I haven't figured that out yet.
Well, he's Italian.
He's not. No, he is not Billy Lucci. Billy Lucci's like 6'2".
Yeah.
We're not doing Danny DeVito. We'll find another role for him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good point there. I was thinking about that actually within the context of this game leading up to it. About the first time I saw some of those guys, and now what they've become. I mean, Weidermeyer is probably one of, if not the biggest keys in this particular game that we're going to watch Saturday. But what's so interesting is Jimbo walks in there. It's not this outright reclamation project, build it from the ashes or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there is obviously a rebuild and a retool that needs to happen. And it's been so fun to me to watch the year one, the year two, to watch the thumbprint. Like, I'm a believer that every year subsequently that a coach is at a program after the year he's hired, all that's happening is he's taking his thumb and he's just pressing it harder and harder against the program. So right now, you look at a Texas A&M program, and it's not always apples to apples because they had to make a change at quarterback out of necessity. But you start seeing a deeper imprint of Jimbo Fisher. And I've told folks this, speaking about the A&M experience, I've also told folks this who haven't seen them in person. You guys see them all the time. You get to see them in practice. You know how physically impressive that roster is. Everyone doesn't know that. I see Bama up close all the time. I see Georgia up close all the time. A&M is the only other team in the SEC outside of LSU. A&M is the only other team in the SEC that for the last couple of years, if I put Georgia jerseys on them or if I put Bama jerseys on them, they would pass the physical smell test of, yeah, that's Bama. Yeah, that's Georgia. Like, they're physically that impressive. The only thing that's, really held them back, I'm preaching to the choir here, is the elite high-level quarterback play hasn't been there to fully leverage a lot of those pieces, and maybe they haven't always been where you want them to on the perimeter skill-wise.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee they're a lot closer now than they were when he took that job over.
Josh, for this game specifically, where do you find Auburn vulnerable? And on the same token, A&M?
So there are reasons to believe there should be a lot of edges for A&M in this game. The same thing that was going Auburn's way last week that made me feel really good about them against Ole Miss, you could just as easily flip it on its ear right now. And it's all about dynamic. You don't even have to go on a grease board and X and O it to death. When you talk about coming off your bye week, which Auburn was last week, and they played a very, very beat-to-death Ole Miss squad, they got some confidence about themselves, as they should have, from that outcome. But now they have to go into a road environment against a rested team, and this is a team that out-athletes them to at least a marginal degree. So when I say all that, you'd say, okay, well, suffice it to say your pick is probably A&M by double digits, right? That's where I think the game gets a little bit closer. Mm-hmm. Because as much as A&M has come on offensively since they found the rhythm with Calzada, what I still wonder about is against teams that are really good on the line of scrimmage, which, you know, all due respect, Missouri is not, for example. Against those teams on the line of scrimmage, can we see those fourth quarter efforts against the Alabamas of the world? Can I see that duplicated again? And can I see it duplicated when it's not a surprise? I know everything I need to know about Zach Calzada. I need to know everything I need to know about what they are going to do offensively. Can I see it duplicated? Now, the answer may be an emphatic yes. We may see 37-17 Saturday, but I think equally or more likely is the scenario where you're watching the game, A&M's got a marginal yardage edge, nice little time of possession, yards per play edge, and you feel like they're winning the game, but it's one of those where you say A&M's outplayed Auburn, and then you also say, oh, look at that, it's a one-possession game anyway. Right. That's kind of the way I feel it goes Saturday. I lean A&M to win the game, but I think it's a knife fight.
So I'll begin it with a note that's not going to make you happy, but on Tuesday night, A.J. Minter became a world champion as the Atlanta Braves defeated the Houston Astros in 6 games in the World Series, just the 4th Aggie ever to win a World Series, joining Chuck Knobloch, Davey Johnson, and Wally Moon. On Tuesday night, the initial college football playoff ranking came out. Texas A&M ranked 14th. They'll host number 13 Auburn on Saturday afternoon, 2:30 on CBS. Seth Small, also one of the 20 semifinalists for the Lou Groza Award. Only Randy Bullock, the only Aggie who's ever won that award. Last night at Reed Arena, Texas A&M volleyball snapped a 4-game losing streak. They defeated Auburn in 5 sets. Morgan Christian, a team-high 19 kills. Madison Bowser, a career-high 19 blocks. Ags-Tigers back at it on the volleyball court tonight. First serve, 6 o'clock on the SEC Network Plus. Athing Mo and Fred Curley are nominees for the USA Track and Field Athletes of the Year in their respective genders. J.C. Goldsmith and Tatiana Makarova advanced to the round of 16 in the doubles competition of the ITA National Fall Championships in San Diego. They'll face a duo from Princeton on Friday. Saw men's basketball defeated A&M Kingsville 76-72 on Monday in an exhibition, and the women's team defeated Oklahoma Baptist 89-38 on Wednesday, also in an exhibition. The regular season begins Tuesday for Gary Blair and company, and then Wednesday for Buzz Williams and company. Sam Bennett and Adela Chernasek representing United States and France respectively in the International Amateur Golf Championships this week in Trinity. That tournament wraps up on Saturday. Swimming and diving hosts TCU tonight, and the equestrian team's up to number 4 in the rankings. They're back in action next Friday. David?
There he is, Richard Zane here around Aggieland. We appreciate you, Richard. Thank you very much. The first game, number 12 Auburn, 6-2, 3-1 in the SEC at number 13 Texas A&M. 6-2, 3-2 in the SEC, 2:30 at Kyle Field. A&M favored by 4.5.
I think A&M wins this. I'm going to pick A&M to win it. I'm going to say that it's closer than 4.5. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a battle. I'm going to say A&M wins it, but they don't cover that.
I am too. I think, plus you're cheating against our emotion and saying if Auburn wins, you win that pick. I don't care about that.
No, I'm not cheating.
No, I'm saying you get that too, so it's the safer play. I think A&M, I'm with you. I genuinely think they win. I think they win 23-20. I think they win 27-23, 28-24. I think it's right under that. That extra half is what's pushing me to say Auburn cover, A&M win. Aggies improved to 4-2 in the conference. A&M creeps into the top 10.
A 3.5 or 2.5 type line or something. 4.5 is pretty.
Well, if they're saying that the home field's worth X amount, that's also telling you that they think A&M's the better team, and I agree with that. I think A&M is. If these teams played 5 times, I think A&M wins 3 of them.
I agree. Now this is where we're going to get them. What are you supposed to do after you watch a YouTube video?
He might know this.
Oh, hit like, subscribe, and I don't know what else.
Comment,
share below.
There you go. So you watch.
He's got kids.
Yeah, he's
man.
got kids. That's what it is. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week.